I'm Jennifer Campbell. I'm the Executive Director at South Valley Services. South Valley Services is a nonprofit agency that provides shelter and supportive services to anyone who's impacted by domestic and sexual violence, really in the state of Utah. We primarily focus in Salt Lake County, but we'll serve anyone all over. We have a crisis shelter in West Jordan, and then community resource centers that we co-locate in libraries and city halls, one in Riverton and then also one in West Jordan. And then we partner with libraries all throughout Salt Lake County as well. Each last quarter, just for example, or last 3 months, we served 40 individuals with case management services. So that was helping them and their families find resources for housing, helping connect them with employment opportunities, helping them look at financial empowerment opportunities, and really helping them navigate the criminal justice system. Because when violence enters into someone's life, there's many needs and resources that they have. And so our case managers are here in Riverton, really working with the community that's here. One thing that's amazing about Riverton is we have many families and many kids, and all of these new families that are coming here. But we don't have a lot of supportive services. And so South Valley really sees ourselves as a bridge, specifically for Riverton, and helping families realize that there's support if they're experiencing violence in their home, and that support can come from our case managers, and then also for clinical therapy services. So a big issue that happens in our community is lack of resources to get help with mental health. And so we have therapists that will work with adults and children here in Riverton. Last quarter, or last 3 months of this year, we served 30 individuals here in our resource center from Riverton. And what that is really looking at the impacts that violence can have in a home and the trauma that both adults and children experience. And instead of having them have to wait to get into an appointment, we meet with individuals for free and help them with coping skills, help them navigate the things that are going on in their homes and both emotionally how that's impacting them, and then help them to bridge to longer services for mental health services as well, so that they can continue receiving that help. Our funding that we receive from the community goes directly to helping those that have been impacted by violence. And so in order to provide direct services, that entails case managers that are working, that usually have backgrounds in criminal justice, and then also working with social work. And then it also helps in having therapists that are here that can be able to provide that free therapy. And then it helps for our shelter. So running a shelter, it takes a lot of funds to be able to keep it. We think of it as sometimes as our big shit, because there seems to be always something that's going wrong. And so funding helps us in repairing plumbing issues. It helps us repair. We had a flood. We needed help in repairing our flooring, and then general upkeep. We shelter about 450 people a year in our shelter, and that is a lot of wear and tear on a building, and so that helps us do that. It costs on average about $45 a day to provide shelter, and so those funds are helping us meet that immediate crisis need. We partner, one way that we find individuals is we partner with law enforcement. And so when law enforcement may go on scene to a domestic call, then they're working with a family, and they either they're called in for a domestic or they're just there on scene helping someone, and connect us with, really they actually offer us their cell phone, and we talk to that individual at the scene at their home. We help them in that moment. If they want to come into shelter, they can come in immediately and get help and services. We need everyone in the community to know what we do, so that if someone comes to them and tells them that they need help, they can give them our hotline number. We have a phone number that anyone can call and speak to an advocate 24 hours a day and get help and access to services. And then we have individuals that call us on their own and are looking for help, and we risk assess with them and we talk about options. Sometimes what people think exists as options, or they don't even know that we have shelter. They don't know that they can meet with a case manager. They don't know that we have all of these services. And so a lot of it is just teaching individuals that there's opportunities for them to get help.
I realize how important it is that we have this community to help us, and the connection and the like, it's like I was allowed to be stupid. I was allowed to be traumatized. I was allowed to be not able to comprehend everything at first. I was allowed. And by being allowed, I was safe. And by being safe, then I could start to take some steps. And so the biggest thing I've gotten out of it was the freedom I've been able to acquire from the bondage that I felt like I was in, or the hostage situation I felt like I was in. And again, that just would not have happened if I didn't have, like I said, that cushion of allowance, of no judgment, but then with a gentle guidance. Here's some sources, resources.
As a society, a lot of times we talk about violence and we say that the first time someone is hit, like they always say, that's when I would leave, right? That's when we need to. Really statistically looking at that, most of the homicides that happen here in our state, which about 50% of those homicides are domestic violence related, a third of those, violence was the first time that homicide happened in that relationship. And so we're messaging the wrong thing. What we look with domestic violence really is an idea of power and control, that every person has power and that they should be able to use that power in the way that they choose. And that if someone comes in and takes away that opportunity for them to use that power, that's violent and that's abusive. I think the first thing I would say is recognize that it's not your fault. That no one does anything that deserves to be abused. And one of the myths that perpetrators will use for someone is that they have caused this, or that their actions have made them have to behave this way. What we really know and recognize is that one thing that we often see with those who perpetrate violence is people are really surprised and they'll say, what? This person is always so nice. This person, I would never think they would do that. They're very much in control of their behavior. The first time when I was able to meet all of you, I was saying that the power that I see you all do for good is an amazing thing, which is, sorry. I've done this work for a long time. And, I try to cause change every day in my job. Like that's something that I strive for. And I am humbled that at your age that you have that you all have such a great understanding of how to make a difference. Violence is a really challenging thing for individuals to sit in, and we need community support to say that it's not right and that we want to help stop it. And that's why I'm so excited for you all to say that this is not right and you want to stop it, because I know that there will be people at your school who are experiencing this right now. I know it. There's not a room I go into that I don't meet someone who has experienced this, and you are about to change the way that they see how we should respond to violence. You're going to name it, and you're going to say that we should stop it, and you're going to have action behind it. And survivors should see that and know that the community is willing to help them. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for being willing to have some really hard conversations about violence and have them in healthy and productive ways, because that is courageous. It is. Believe it or not, it is. Domestic violence is a really overwhelming subject, and it's something where it's meant to make you feel unempowered. Like that's the whole point of violence, right? And I just am grateful that you are choosing to use the power that you all possess to cause change. That's what you're doing, and I'm so grateful to be a part of it and to witness it. So thank you.